Hi everyone, my name is Sadia Khaf and I'm a PhD student at ETS Montreal, Canada. Today I'm going to try to answer the question how to survive engineering as a girl, especially if you're from a conservative background like mine, a background of being a Pakistani girl maybe. So, you have made the brave decision, you aced your entry test, and now it's the first day of your undergrad engineering education. You're nervous, you step into the class, and there you see 4 girls and 36 guys in your class. It's completely normal. The chances are, in any engineering discipline, the ratio of the girls to guys is going to be 1 to 4 or even lower. So you're going to have a lot of guys in your class, and if you're anything like me, you have spent the past 6 to 7 years of your education in an all-girls environment where you didn't have any interaction with guys. So the chances are that the first day of your engineering education is going to be overwhelming for you, and you're mainly going to be thinking, how am I going to survive in this environment? The first tip I can give you is get out of your shell. If someone says hi to you, say hi back. Don't be afraid to interact with the opposite gender. Our education system, especially in Pakistan, it segregates girls and guys for many years from, let's say, 6th grade until the 12th grade, and then afterwards when you get into the university, suddenly you're back into studying with guys. So it can be overwhelming if you haven't interacted with them in a long time in your study environment. So don't be afraid to say hi back, don't be afraid to interact. The first tip is don't feel overwhelmed because of the number of guys in your class. Eventually you're going to get used to it, and you're gonna have to get out of your shell if you have made the brave decision of being an engineer in such an environment. The second tip I can give you is once you get out of your shell, take it a step further. Once you start having some assignments, you start having some quizzes and semester projects, don't hesitate to take charge. Don't hesitate to approach your teammates and do collaborations with them, interact with them, do projects with them, because essentially every profession is about building a professional network. And if you have only 4 girls in your class, and if you're only interacting with those, in the end, those are the only ones you're gonna have professional connections with even after your graduation, whereas the 36 guys in your class are going to have a much bigger network than you. And in your professional life, you are going to need some professional references, you are going to need some job referrals, professional connections. So it's all about networking. Don't let somebody's gender be a hurdle in the way. Don't let somebody's gender stop you from working with them. Get out of your shell, take lead, collaborate, interact, lead the projects. If you are in a group, don't be afraid to lead the semester project, because in the end, engineering is as much a girl's profession as it is a guy's profession. So nothing should stop you from being the best version of yourself. The third tip I can share is sometimes girls feel shy in class when they see an overwhelming majority of guys around them, and they don't ask many questions in class. Sometimes they ask a friend to ask a question on their behalf. It is going to be a bit overwhelming in the beginning, but ask your questions yourself, and don't be afraid of asking any questions in the class. Class is a learning environment, so there are very few questions that can be considered stupid questions. The chances are you aced your entry test scores. If you're in an engineering university, the question that you have in your mind is not a stupid question. So be brave, ask that question in class. Don't ask your friends to ask it on your behalf. Ask it yourself. Take charge. Don't be afraid of being seen in class. The last tip I can share with you is that don't be afraid of being yourself. Don't be afraid of being a girl in a guy's environment or a predominantly guy's environment. Engineering is your profession too, as much as it is a guy's profession. Don't lose yourself. You don't have to try to be like a guy, or you don't have to lose your femininity and become a more and more like a guy to fit in that environment. It's okay to be different. It's okay to keep your interests. It's completely okay to take some time for yourself and maybe paint your nails or do your makeup or have any hobbies that you have. It's absolutely okay to keep your interests. To be an engineer does not mean that you will have all the interests that guys have. You're still allowed to have your interests. Nothing is too girly for you. If you have a hobby, keep it. If you're interested in anything that somebody else tells you, oh, it's too girly, keep it. It's you. It's what you like. So don't be afraid to be yourself, no matter what the environment around you is. Even if it's dominated by guys, it's theirs as much as it's yours. You have the same right to everything there as them. So don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't try to be anybody other than yourself. Be the best version of yourself that you can be. And in the end, everything's going to be alright. Everything's going to work out. If you just be yourself, focus your attention on your work, and not let anybody's gender be a reason for you to stop working with them or collaborating with them. If you just sort of ignore people's gender and just interact with them on a human level basis, you're going to be fine. Engineering is a great profession for girls. I highly encourage it. Engineering actually needs more and more girls so that we have creative solutions, we have out of the box thinking, we have artistic solutions, and we have more carefully planned solutions. No offense to guys, but when you include more women in engineering, you really get the picture from both sides. You get the perspective on the engineering solutions from a guy, as well as the equally represented solution which is seen from girls' perspective. So engineering does need more and more girls so that we have a perspective in engineering solutions which represents women's perspective equally. So be an inspiration for others. It's going to be fine. It's going to be wonderful. You're going to survive this. And if you have any questions, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you need any help, don't hesitate to comment. Don't hesitate to get in touch with me personally. I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Take care and have a wonderful career.